They knocked her down like she was nothing. Asterisk the hallway buzzed with the usual midday noise. Slamming lockers, rushed footsteps, laughter that sometimes sounded a little too sharp, but everything went still when Tiana hit the floor. Asterisk her books scattered across the cold tile. Her glasses flew off, skidding toward the lockers. For a moment, the hallway froze, a second, maybe two, where no one knew what to do. Then came the laughter. Asterisk oops, one of the boys sneered, nudging her backpack further away with his foot. Didn't see you there, nerd. Asterisk Tiana blinked rapidly, trying to make out faces without her glasses. The blur made everything worse. Her hands trembled as she searched the floor, heart hammering. She could feel them watching, not just the bullies, but everyone, watching, saying nothing. Asterisk again. Asterisk she crawled to her knees, silently reaching for her things. Someone kicked a notebook just out of her reach. Another voice, a girl's, chimed in. Mockingl. Why? Asterisk maybe if she wasn't trying so hard to be perfect all the time. Asterisk the words stung more than the push. The silent approval of the others made them even sharper. It wasn't just bullying, it was dismissal, like she didn't matter enough for anyone to stop it. Asterisk she didn't cry, not yet. But inside, something small cracked. Asterisk Tiana had always been quiet, not because she lacked a voice, but because school had taught her it was safer to shrink. She wore her hair in neat braids, kept her head down, and aced every assignment. She followed every rule, and still, it never seemed to be enough. Not enough to be respected, not enough to be seen as human. Asterisk she finally found her glasses and slipped them on. The laughter was fading, the crowd dispersing, their excitement over. Just another moment of humiliation on a Wednesday. Asterisk but not everyone walked away. Asterisk across the hallway, Emily watched with her arms crossed tightly, her knuckles white. She wasn't popular, either, the kind of girl people didn't notice unless they needed notes from yesterday's class. Dirty Converse, old denim jacket, and a spiral notebook always hugged to her chest like armor. Asterisk she'd seen it all. The trip, the kick, the mockery. Asterisk Emily had always stayed quiet in moments like these. Not out of cruelty, but out of fear. She'd grown up hearing, "Don't get involved. It's not your problem. You can't fix everything." And for years, she believed that. Asterisk but something about today was different. Asterisk maybe it was the way Tiana didn't cry. Maybe it was how no one, not one soul, helped her. Or maybe it was the way her own hands trembled, not from fear of the bullies, but from disgust at herself. At all of them. Asterisk she made a decision. Asterisk when the last of the crowd drifted into classrooms, Emily approached slowly. Asterisk you okay? She asked, her voice soft but steady. Asterisk Tiana looked up, surprised. She hadn't expected anyone to speak to her, let alone a white girl with kind eyes. Asterisk Tiana gave a weak nod. Yeah? I'm fine. Asterisk Emily crouched down to help her gather the last few scattered papers. Asterisk you're not, she said quietly. That was horrible. Asterisk Tiana didn't answer. She was afraid if she spoke, she might cry after all. Asterisk Emily hesitated. Then she said, I'm sorry for not doing something sooner. Asterisk Tiana's throat tightened. She didn't know why those words, from someone who hadn't pushed her down, who hadn't laughed, mattered so much, but they did. Asterisk that night, Emily couldn't sleep. The image of Tiana on the floor haunted her. It replayed over and over, not just the act, but the silence. Her silence. Asterisk she pulled out her notebook and started writing. Asterisk the next morning, something in her had changed. Asterisk third period. History class. The bully sat in the back, joking like nothing had happened. Tiana was in the second row, hunched over, shrinking into her hoodie. Emily sat beside her. Asterisk the teacher stepped out to make a call, and the moment her back was turned, the insults started again. Asterisk yo, Tiana, you trip on your pride again. One of the boys grinned. Asterisk maybe she should just walk on all fours. Another chimed in. Asterisk before Tiana could lower her head, Emily stood up. Asterisk loud, sudden, unexpected. Asterisk shut up. Asterisk the room went still. Asterisk what did you say? The boy blinked. Asterisk I said shut up, Emily repeated. Her voice didn't waver. Asterisk laughter bubbled up, surprised, amused. Asterisk you defending her now? What, you two besties? Asterisk Emily didn't flinch. You don't get to treat people like garbage and then act like it's a joke. Asterisk one of the boys stood, stepping toward her. You gonna make me stop? Asterisk Emily took a step forward too, fists clenched. Maybe I will. Asterisk it wasn't bravado. It was resolve. Asterisk they stared each other down. Asterisk the teacher walked back in just in time to see the tension crackling in the room. Asterisk is there a problem? She asked. Asterisk Emily didn't back down. Yeah, there is. They've been bullying Tiana every day, in the hallways, in this class, and you've done nothing. Asterisk a silence heavier than the first one settled over the room. Asterisk the teacher was stunned. The class, too. Someone finally said it, out loud. Like it mattered. Asterisk Tiana stared at Emily, eyes wide. No one had ever done that for her before. Asterisk the rest of the day was a blur. Principal's office, reports, Emily's parents called. The boys denied everything. Other students started whispering. Asterisk, but something had shifted. Asterisk for the first time, Tiana felt seen, and not just by Emily. Asterisk the next day, another girl walked with her to class. Then a boy she'd only spoken to once offered to carry her books. The teachers began watching more closely. The bullies backed off, not because they had a change of heart, but because the silence was broken. And with the silence gone, their power started to fade. Asterisk Tiana and Emily became friends, not out of pity, but because they understood each other. Tiana had spent her whole life being too visible in all the wrong ways. Emily had spent hers being invisible. Together, they found strength. Asterisk they started a student group, Voices Matter, for anyone who felt like they didn't belong. They organized meetings, held open mic sessions. The school that once echoed with cruelty started filling with conversations. Music, honesty. Asterisk it didn't fix everything. Racism didn't disappear. Bullies didn't vanish. But for the first time, kids who felt alone started to believe they weren't. Asterisk one afternoon, months later, Tiana stood at the front of the auditorium during a school assembly. Her voice was clear, strong. Asterisk I used to believe staying quiet kept me safe, but silence doesn't protect you. It just protects the people hurting you. Speaking up feels scary, but it's also power. And I found that power because someone stood beside me when I fell. Asterisk she looked toward Emily, who smiled. From the crowd. Asterisk that one voice gave me mine. And now, I hope mine gives someone else theirs. Asterisk applause followed, real, loud, long. Asterisk after the assembly, one of the boys who used to bully her sat quietly in the back. His head was down. He didn't say anything. But he stayed until the room emptied out. Asterisk Tiana noticed she didn't approach him, but she didn't look away either. Asterisk some stories begin with a fall. Others begin when someone helps you rise. Asterisk this one began when a girl refused to stay quiet. Asterisk and the ripple, it never stopped.